Hello, it's Sarah Jane from Cards and a Cuppa, and I'm here with week 5 of my 12 weeks of Crafty Christmas Makes tutorial. And I'm going to make this week a little Kinder finger box. So these little fingers are really easy to find. We did have 16, but we may have tested a few. So this is just a warning for you that when you buy them. So so this is what I made using the Season of Cheer Designer Series paper, and I've done inches and centimetres, and as you can see they are actually this week more or less the same size. They're, you know, just a fraction of a difference. This inches one is marginally higher. So I'll give you this both the measurements as we go, and so let's share how to do this. So I've got this lovely jewel effect paper, also from Season of Cheer, and you're going to need your paper trimmer. And so to start with, you're going to need paper that measures 13.5 centimetres by 11 centimetres, or 5 3/8 of an inch by 4 3/8 of an inch. So it doesn't matter with this paper, obviously, because this is like an all over pattern, but you do have to be careful when you're if you're using directional paper like these holiday lights. So you've got to make the 11 or 4 3/8 of an inch cut first, and then the wider 5 3/8 or 13.5 centimetre cut second, and then that way with this your lights will go the right way. So along the 13.5 centimetre or 5 3/8 of an inch side, you're going to score at 1.5 centimetres first. Now I use for these smaller measurements I use this side of my trimmer, because then it's got this whole side to butt up against to make sure you get a dead straight cut or score line if you want just a narrow piece of paper. So score at 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of an inch, flip it round, and then we're going to score at 6 centimetres or 2 3/8 of an inch, and 7.5 centimetres, which is 3 inches, 12 centimetres, which is 4 3/4 of an inch, and that should leave you at 13.5 at the end, or 5 3/8. So turn it round to the short side, the 11 centimetre or 4 3/8 of an inch, and score again at 1.5 centimetres, which is 5/8 of an inch, and then flip it round, and you can either measure here at 9.5 centimetres or 3 3/4 of an inch, or just score again at 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of an inch. And there's the basis of your box. Now just fold along your score lines so that you can see what you're doing. So if your paper is directional, like I said about this holiday lights one, right, you need to make sure that your paper, you'll see it as you do it, when you do it, you need to make sure that your paper is going the right way when you punch your little finger hole, so that you can open these boxes easily. So obviously it doesn't really matter on this one, but it's easier to do this before you start to glue. So you need your large oval punch, and then you're just going to punch a hole about halfway up the side and in the centre of one of the ends, just so you can open it easily. You can see on this one as well. There you go. So take a pair of snips and then cut in along the score lines into the 1.5 centimetre long score line, right the way down both sides. Flip it round and do the other side. Okay, so because this is your lid, you need to make sure that you only glue these these two edges, and then because this is the base you need to glue the whole of these, so be careful not to glue this bit to the lid. My Kinder fingers in here. Now this is quite a busy pattern paper, so I thought it would be really nice if we use the Christmas Greetings Thinlits dies, and I've die cut Jolly, and I'm going to use my fine tip glue pen. I'm only going to add glue to the J and the Y because I'm going to make the middle bit stick up just by sticking the two end pieces closer together. Now this glue pen is fantastic. It is quite runny glue though, so if you find that you've put just a bit too much glue on your fine letters, then all I do is I just dab it off onto my grid paper, and then it'll leave a good fine coat all over the letters without without splurging at the end. So just hold that down while it dries just for a moment. Now that is still wet, but it's dry enough that you can let go. So I'm just going to take, where I've die cut the Jolly, I've got a bit of excess glimmer paper, so I'm just going to punch a few stars to pop on the box. So you can use your fine tip glue pen. Tombow would work too for this. And then just add a couple of stars. Actually, I think I might just go with two. To the top of your box, pop your lid on your glue pen, and there we have it. Just shake off the excess glitter, and there we have a Kinder Finger box in a flash. So these would be fab for the Christmas Day table. And I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to be the first to know about new tutorials. Thanks for watching today.